All right, let's go. Okay. Welcome back to the Slug Nation. Got a LittyLyd collaboration going on. First time.
What's up?
One of many, hopefully. Okay. Just a trial run. We're gonna try to get all the jitters out and everything like that. Um, if you don't know, I am the top slug, Sofa King, Jay Haynes.
Hey,
Um, here with my homie, LittyLyd. Go ahead.
what's
Introduce
good?
yourself.
It's LittyLyd. Y'all already know I'm gonna keep it lit, keep it hot. We're gonna talk about all the real shit going on right now.
Yeah, real shit only for sure. So with this first introductory uh podcast, whatever we're gonna call this, um, we got a real topic going on, right? It took us months to even get together finally and put something on wax and get a recording in. So I'm proud of us, right? We stopped slugging,
Right.
as the name
Absolutely.
goes.
We stopped
We stopped
slugging on the
slugging.
couch, Sofa King.
Yeah, but hopefully it's the first of a great thing. So, um,
Absolutely. It's hard getting schedules together. We
yeah, I
both
mean, when
booking
you
busy.
you grown, you working, you got
Yeah.
kids, you already see how it is, right? And
Yeah. Real talk.
that's life, right? But when good things kind of happen, they happen when they should. So, hopefully that's what this is, and hopefully we can kind of keep it consistent, and we'll try to make sure we stay on top of that. I know I will, and
Hmm.
I'll let you go. So right now, speaking of children, right? I know we only got like 20 minutes because your children will be coming home
Yeah.
pretty soon.
All three of them.
All three of them, right? And so I got three myself, right? And so I know how it is, especially when you got all of them at once, trying to get things done. You're trying to get time for yourself, and I know that's a common topic, just within our age group. Just being kind of grown adults and making that transition to like a full time parent, full time work, and trying to live your life. How is that for
Absolutely.
you?
Hmm.
I said, how is that for you? Like, how is that going for
Yeah,
you?
I'm team fuck them kids. So,
Yeah.
I like to create, I like to keep that because it creates a balance for me. It creates a
Mhm.
balance where I don't feel like I'm in mom mode all the time. I'm always on mom duty. It's everything is about being a mom. I have to have
Yeah.
that separation time where I feel as if it's just about me and it's some me time, and I'm scheduling what I need to do and putting myself first, because as moms we always put the children first and what they need, and
That's
they'll be
true. That's
fly.
true. Hold on. Just say as moms, dads, we put the children
That's
first as
too,
well.
you're
Okay.
right.
I gotta represent.
I
But no,
I
I
you
know how
know
it
what,
is.
much respect to that, much respect to the fathers in the world. Their job
But
is
I know
nice.
how it is because when you try to like merge so many different things and you don't like when you change from being a parent, from not having children to having children, that's the biggest like adjustment I feel is the time factor, where there's so much time you have to devote to like somebody else's interests, entertaining them, feeding them, everything like that. That's kind of where it becomes you've kind of got to juggle in getting that time in for yourself. So I know how that is.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I always think that dads though can juggle their time easier than
Why?
than moms.
Why is that?
I just
Why?
feel
Tell
like
me.
y'all can create a great finesse. Where
Mm.
you like, I'm gonna go play some ball. I'm gonna go play some video games. Like y'all are gonna make sure y'all get y'all time. Y'all can go hang with the guys at a bar. Like y'all gonna make sure y'all get y'all time.
See, but our time is a little bit simpler, right? Like when it's us, we can get an hour or two, we get away. We like you said, you play the game, you hit the bar, whatever it is, and you come back and you good. Like with moms, y'all need a whole weekend. Y'all need a getaway. Y'all got to go on vacation. Y'all going out the country. Like that's the difference.
I need a girls trip. I need to shake
Yeah,
my
right,
ass.
right,
I need to have some drinks. I need a massage. I need a pedi, full
exactly.
wax facial, hair done. Just the top works, top tier works.
See, you already know. So that's why it may be a little bit easier. It's not because dads get so much more. It's different. We're a little bit easier to please, I think.
I can agree with that.
Okay, but like so with you, I know you got three children, right? And you married. You got a lot going on. I'm sure it's crazy. Just kind of trying to squeeze in any alone time,
Yeah.
what is it that you need when you get that kind of little getaway?
I need some romance
Okay,
that look good
okay.
way. Some
I ain't mad at that.
yeah. So
You and the hubby
not
gotta get
just
some
like,
quiet time.
like I'm talking about like a day of just being like totally like pampered too. Because it doesn't happen
Mhm.
often because it's like, you know, my husband, he's got three girls too. We
Yeah,
both
yeah,
have these three girls together. So these three girls are demanding. Okay. They come in with a list of to-dos. You feel
right.
me?
I
So
bet.
by the time he gets to my to-do list, it's looking like, woo, folks right here asking for a lot. So I try not to just lay it all on him. So I do feel like when we get that alone time, it should just be focused attention all about me because his focus
Mhm.
be on the kids, which is wonderful
Right.
and I love it. And that's why I'm with him. Well, one of the
Well,
main
I,
reasons, but yeah.
I hear that. I hear that, and I'm sure he doesn't mind that too much. As long as it's that reciprocity, you know how that goes.
Right.
He gets his time too, but
Right.
nah, I know for me, I got three boys, so
Mm.
even now, like where I'm not with them all the time, it's like when I do have them, it's 100% about them, right? So that's where the kind of difference comes in. Where for me, I think right now, a lot of times, like I think about them a lot and when I'm not with them, I'm thinking about what I can do for them and what we're gonna do to spend our time and things like that. So it's kind of in the reverse where, I anticipate that time, with them, but then it only takes, 3-4 days where it's like, all right, I just need an hour, 2 hours, like you said, to just kind of break away. So I know
Mm-hmm.
like even within the dynamics of like you having some busier time, having to be a mom and like, having to be a wife full time, like what do you do for like that quick little getaway, like maybe like read a book or like take a long bath or whatever it may be, like what's the ways that you think you cope with that like on a day-to-day?
I always start my day off with prayer and meditation.
Okay,
I
that's a
have
good thing.
like a YouTube videos that I'll watch
Mm,
throughout my day if I need a little break. Just like some chakra music to get by.
yeah.
But I love to speak affirmations just over my life, over the kids' life, at like on a daily basis, and just to kind of free my mind from things. I don't really have time to read a book because I jump straight to entrepreneur life. I go
Yeah,
from
right.
one life to another. I'm like, I've been trying to
Yeah.
read this book called Professional Troublemaker by Lovey.
Hmm.
Look, I mean, it is right here by my nightstand. Okay, it is by my bed, and yet I have yet to read it. I'm on like page. I have to show it to you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
Okay.
my wine glass because I feel like my wine glass is way more important than me reading.
Probably, probably. I get you 2 more nights.
Yeah. So lots of wine too, I may add. That is
Okay.
definitely what I do.
All right.
But
Nah,
yeah,
yeah.
this book,
I,
Professional Troublemaker by
mm,
Lovey Jones. I've been trying to read it for a while now. It's some really badass material in there. So I suggest you guys that is great reading tips for you guys. But no, right now it's wine, and I love a back rub. So when all the
okay.
kids are in bed, because I don't play about that bedtime. It's 9 p.m. sharp.
Yeah, that's important.
It's important. It's important for them. It's important for me. So I try to like make sure at night we get a nightcap where I rub his back, he rubs my back, or we talk for a little bit. We drink some wine. Lately, we've been watching these verses. We make a whole
Okay.
day out, like it's a whole day about it. Like, did you grab the wine? Did you grab the weed?
Yeah, you
It's
make a little thing. Yeah,
worth.
you make it something special. That's what's up.
Yeah, we make it the best that we can. So I'll definitely lock this door and
Okay, yeah, that's
and
that's where the
turn
fuck
the
that's where
music
the fuck
up.
them kids comes in, right? Lock that
That's
door.
where,
Look,
yeah, that's where the fuck them kids
you
out really
turn
hit.
some music up, turn the TV up, lock the door.
Hey,
They'll handle their own problems for a
they
little bit.
good. They sleep. They
Yeah,
good for the night.
yeah, I feel you. I feel you. That's what's up. Nah, it's good that y'all do that, and I mean that's important for you to kind of keep that that kind of spark for each other alive, where you both know kind of what you're going through, having the three girls, having a lot to do, what I mean,
Yeah.
having a lot to be responsible for. So you do need somebody sometimes to kind of like give you that extra push and obviously give back that energy when you need it, So
I
that's
agree.
what's up, man.
So what do you do when how do you take your mind off of not being with your kids on a daily? Because I know the type of father you are. You want to be there on a daily. So
Well, yeah, no, for me, I think it's important for me to just kind of either focus on things I need to do, so I can stay busy. Work obviously keeps you busy a lot, but aside from that, like I don't really watch a lot of TV. I don't read unless it's something that I feel like can like kind of better my situation. Which obviously, like you said, you got to make time for that as well. So I don't really get the time to do a lot of that type of stuff. So whatever I can do, like moment to moment, um, I just try to take advantage. So like I think right now this is a good distraction for me. Just kind of working on some of the other things I want to do. As far as kind of building a channel and just kind of working on that aspect of things and just staying busy, not only with work, hobbies. Right now Christmas shopping helps a lot because even if I'm not like with them, I get to do something for them, and feel good about it. So it's just kind of like incorporating whatever I can in the moment to I guess emulate that feeling of kind of being a full-time dad, since that's changed. But I think like I just always think about them. So like they're never far from my mind. But I just think about, the next time I see them, what I can do to kind of like help them along, even though from afar. And when I get them, I just try to make the most of it. So because I'm able to do that, the in between time is not too bad. So I think that
that's
helps a lot.
that's dope. I mean, it's almost like we really have the same mindset,
Yeah, you
even
got to.
though it doesn't change if they're in the house with you daily or if they're not. It's
Yeah, no, you got to. I mean, for me, it's been a transition. So like it is. I don't know if it's something I ever get used to, but you kind of learn to do the same things because that's what's important as far as being a parent. You always want to be the best parent you can be, regardless of the situation. But with that being said, like you said, it's also like you got to say fuck them kids in the sense of like I'm not always going to stress about what I can't do, and when I
right.
can't be there, I'm just going to make the most of when I am. And then in the other times, I'm going to work on things that at least put me in a position to do that again, right? Like to be able to like give them and be successful for them and things like that. So as long as you got the same goal in mind and you're working towards that, I think that keeps you in a good mental space.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
But like you said, like you got to get your own time, man. You got to do your own thing sometimes, and it's important as a human being, really, for whatever you balancing, whether it be kids or work or like a relationship or whatever it may be. You got to find time to do the things that are going to make you happy, in the sense of able to go about the next day and kind of keep you going forward. That's what I feel like the whole Slug Nation channel is kind of about. Finding that balance and doing the things in between time to kind of, even if it's slowly but surely, work toward progress toward, make steps toward whatever goal you have in mind. So like that's kind of part of my just overall philosophy, where like you gotta do all those things at once. You got to be able to multitask, but you also got to take time out for yourself, but then you got to make the most of that time for yourself as well. So I know you can agree to that.
I absolutely can. Well said.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Justin.
So yeah, I mean, so what else is on your mind? What else is going on in the world that you want to get into? I know we probably got like 5 minutes for the kids bum rush the door.
Yeah,
You know,
they coming. But
they coming.
we can talk about some current events. I just seen that we had the title down there. It was like, oh, current events. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get
Let's
it.
talk about the madness going on.
The madness. So what you want to get into? There's the Tory Lanez, Meg The Stallion situation. I know there's been some updates on that case.
Shout
There's
out to
the
Meg Thee Stallion. She graduated. She walked across
uh,
that stage, did her little
yeah, that's
thing. I
that's a
love it.
good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's worth a little clap.
Yeah, that's right. The clap, a booty cheek clap, a Meg The Stallion booty cheek clap.
Yeah, that might be more appropriate for Meg, right? That
Yeah,
might be.
they
That
call
might
me
be.
Auntie Meg. I
Oh,
got them
word,
auntie knees
word.
now, but I used to be
Yeah.
able to hang with Meg.
No, oh, you too? Okay. All right. I
You,
bet you have a
you.
flashback. A flashback every now and then.
That's really why I say fuck them kids. If I
Oh,
have
oh yeah.
kids, your knees they get wobbly.
they start to go a little bit, right?
Yeah,
They don't work the same. No, I hear you. I hear you. But no, it's it's a few things going on. It was that a situation with the gentleman who actually coming off our last topic, he actually offed himself and his ex-girlfriend and his ex-wife. I believe his name was Raji, maybe Davis. I'm not sure. I don't want to get it too wrong, but that was a situation. I think that I don't want to get too much into the details of the case, I guess. But let's talk about like the mental health that kind of goes along with some of the things that we just were previously talking about: being a parent, being a full-time parent, or one that is dealing with a situation where you may be separated from your children. I think in this case it's very important, like you said, for you to get that time as well. And I think that when you don't have that time for yourself, or the situation with the kids or the children's mother or father isn't what you want it to be, that can clearly cause a lot of stress in different ways, and we see it with this situation. We see it when, people hurt themselves and their children. It's sad to see all the time, but what do you think kind of we can do to kind of prevent those type of situations? Obviously, people do things randomly, but when you see somebody in that type of kind of pain or stress, what do you think can be done to kind of alleviate some of that?
I have always been a firm believer that therapy should be free. And if it shouldn't be free to all, it should absolutely be free to low income. Even if it's just $5, $10 a session. But I absolutely think it should be free. It should definitely be free to African American people, women and men.
Yeah.
I don't like to say people of color because that's just basically like calling someone a colored person. So, but you know, um, even if all of the races where there's anyone that is considered brown, Latino, Hispanic, I feel as if we have already had so much unjust oppression upon
Mm-hmm.
us, and we don't know how to communicate that effectively. And our way of communicating when we are upset is arguing and yelling and fighting.
Mm-hmm.
In this day and age we live in, you have social media, and entertainment now is fights. It used to be break it up, but now you're just recording it to jump in and see.
Right.
So we live in a world where no one's taking action. You don't have a village, and everyone would rather watch you fall down as some form of entertainment than rather see you up and uplifted.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't have a proper village that's supporting you, if you've already have mental health issues that you haven't dealt with, you don't have a therapist, you're not on any type of medication to help you ease your things, and you're taking the wrong opioids to deal with what you're going through, because a lot of coping mechanisms are drugs. So you take drugs to cope with your pain, and when once the drugs wear off, your pain is back, and it makes it worse. I do feel like this situation could have been prevented had the courts jumped in, helped listen to that black man out, helps really seeing where those children, really being molested by him. Was he just enough to have his children and receive, joint custody or visitations on the weekends? I don't. I feel as if the child court system, the family court system, is overwhelmed, overbooked, and
Yeah.
they're not able to just focus. That caseworker isn't able to focus on one specific case. If we would have defunded the police, not to say, as as people think that it means take away all of the money from the police force, but if we would have just took a little bit, like 5 million of their money, and put it towards the social service system, and made it to where we hired more case managers and caseworkers, and I think that maybe that would help as well. But it's going to take laws and the right people that really care that are in the system for it to really be some type of reform and change.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where, you would hope that there be outlets for somebody in that situation. I know, especially um, with all the kind of all the different things that, we can't kind of fully speak about going on in the world right now. Everything's at kind of like a high pressure situation, and like in more times than any, I would think there's the likelihood of people being pushed to the edge, and
Yeah.
more importantly than ever, like you said, people need that therapy. People need those outlets, a village, whatever it may be, that support system to
Mm-hmm.
kind of get through a lot of these things. And if you don't have it, or the things aren't going your way and you don't really see a lot of hope, I guess that's what kind of can lead to some of these situations. And I can sympathize with like a man being in that kind of situation of not exactly having the situation you want with your children. Maybe the relationship with the children's mother isn't exactly what you would want it to be, but all that being said, there is no real excuse for murder and those
Yeah.
type of things. We gotta watch the words we say. But there's no excuse for those type of things. But at the same time, you would hope that if it's an individual who could be saved or prevented, or the situation could be kind of um, stopped before it happens, that everybody in the situation would have that in their best interest, and it's just unfortunate that this
Absolutely.
went the way it did. And there's two children, I believe, that are left without parents, and definitely probably in a lot of ways may be scarred, for life. And that's probably the biggest takeaway for me. And the thing that, as a man, as a father, I think resonates with me the most, and why I can't really kind of put myself in that mindset. But like, it's tough, because obviously the man was going through a lot. He
Right.
was, I believe, an anesthesiologist. So he had a decent, living.
Yeah.
You would think, it wasn't the typical situation. You would think, and I kind of know where that comes from. Where if you read the headlines and you see, he's got one kid and another kid, an ex-wife and a baby mother, and he just kind of flips out. You may look at it one way, and it's really easy
Mm-hmm.
to just make a judgment. But like, there's a bigger lesson and a bigger story, I believe, to be told, and to be learned from that situation, because there's a lot of people who go through it. Maybe they won't go to that extent, but those same emotions, that same energy is there, and it has to
Absolutely.
be like that outlet. It has to be that support system for someone to kind of not be pushed to that type of level. So
I'm praying for all parties involved,
for sure,
especially the children, because trauma children trying to heal from that,
it's real.
you know,
It
it,
is definitely real.
it's real. So I'm definitely praying for healing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we can definitely, hopefully end on a lighter note. I know you probably
Yeah,
running low on time, so
I am,
anything.
but this has been great.
Yeah, we're doing good. We just, and I want everybody out there to know, we just doing this. We going through it on the fly. We making it work as we build the ship. So, um, you know, I'm definitely proud of us so far. I think we had a great conversation. Anything you want to end on? Any type of like topic you want to
Um,
end with?
Shout out to Percy Sutton.
Okay.
Yeah, I know when I Justin and I years ago, let's give a little back history on us.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna
Yeah,
expose the history? All right. We
yeah. I'm
go back
exposing
from
it.
her days in
Justin and I,
Harlem,
we
right?
go way back. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was out in New York, I was an intern
Yeah.
for MTV,
Yeah.
and Justin was basically like my New York ambassador. He showed me the streets.
For
He
sure.
took me to
Yeah.
Harlem.
We was out here.
He was
We was
out
out
here.
here.
We beat the block down.
That was a lit summer. That was a lit summer for sure. And I mean, I think
Yeah,
that there was a lot of things that I'm sure for you was a great experience, just kind of being in New York, and having that
amazing.
internship with MTV. That was dope, and probably was kind of what started your path getting here, being a little
Yeah,
public with the speaking and everything. So that's what's up.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
that's what's up.
it's like full circle.
Yeah, for sure.
You used to drop me off to my internship.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, I remember, we used to hang out on the weekends. We have some friends. We actually went to college together, shout out
Shout out to
TSU.
TSU.
Shout out. So we always got to represent,
Right.
man. I'm sure that was a blessing just to be able to have that internship and to be able to experience, somewhere different. And I know for me, like being from New York, that was even, to experience some of the parts of New York we were able to do was a first for me, being back from college at that time and being older, and really getting a vibe of the city. That was a dope time. You know what I mean? It's so long ago though.
So
That's
long ago,
crazy.
2008. And
You know what I
I
mean?
still remember going to Apollo and was like,
Yeah,
wow, I wanted to be here my whole life.
yeah, it was lit. We did some shit. Yeah, that's what's up, man. But that, give us some street cred. We was really out here.
We was out
Harlem,
here.
you know what I mean,
We
man?
was about that life.
Yeah, so I know you originally from St. Louis, right?
Kansas City.
Oh yeah, no,
Shout
my
out
bad.
to the Chiefs.
Yeah, Kansas City, my bad.
Yeah,
But yeah,
good.
so now the one thing is when we go to Kansas City, right? Because obviously we got to do the exchange, and I got to hit your town.
Of course.
When we go to Kansas City, what's the spots we got to hit up?
You got to go to
Gates.
Gates.
Represent. Put on for the city.
You got to go to Gates.
Gates.
You got to hit the plaza up because you got to do some little
plaza.
bougie shit while you there, besides all the hood shit.
Yeah.
And you got to ride down Prospect. Got to show you where the hood at.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's at the people house. Kansas City kind of hot, so you got to get in.
You got to be plugged in.
Yeah, you got to be plugged in. You got to be safe.
Sure. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but at your people house, baby, we turn up. It's a party. Okay, but can't nobody party like my family can though. Them Hawkins, they know how to get down.
Hawkins, all right. So y'all well known.
Yeah,
y'all well known out there. All right. So
you hit up 37 in Bell Fountain, you'll know.
Yeah, shout out to the Hawkins in Kansas City. Represent.
Shout out to the Hawkins.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, I know you. You still at the home well, at least the school home. Town.
Yeah.
So
still living in Nashville. We can talk about that on the next episode too, because moving away at 18, and you went all the way from New York to Nashville.
Well, so for me, I was in Texas when I went to Nashville. So I touched a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll get into the backgrounds of another show.
Yeah,
but, definitely the places that you live and the places that you spend time and the people that you kind of are around. They make an imprint on you. So I still know a little bit of Nashville. I need to get back there too. What I mean? But definitely got to go to Kansas City and see what them Hawkins. You know what I mean? How y'all living out there?
Man, eating good.
Yeah.
Get a hot plate.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to keep doing this because I would love to talk about my experience at MTV, how I got on, how I got the internship.
Yeah, we will. We will.
We got a lot of topics to cover.
We'll get into all that. I mean, we're gonna put this out into the ether. We're gonna put this out into the matrix, right? And see how it goes. Hopefully, we put on an entertaining show. We maybe get some followers. We'll spread this around, try to, just keep it consistent with just speaking on things that are going on from a real perspective. I don't know if you still call yourself a young adult or like where we at right now. I don't know.
I'm auntie, baby. I'm somebody auntie. Just call me auntie.
What generation is that? Like Gen X?
I think it's ours. Yeah, wherever the hell we is.
Whatever. Yeah, we the ones right now. So yeah, we the ones, right? So parents. We want to just get a real perspective and talk about some real things and hopefully add something to the conversations that we're trying to have. So I know we'll be back. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 months to get back, right?
As long as you comment, like, subscribe, follow us, keep us going, we'll be back.
All right, for sure. And we'll put this out there. And I hope everybody who tunes in now or later they enjoy it. And what you want to say? You want to say anything to close out?
Real talk and much love. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Stay hot.
All right, much love. Yeah, for sure.
Stay hotter than Liddy.
King.
Stay hotter than LittlyLyd.
LittlyLyd. We out there, right?
Yep.
All right.
All right, then.
All right, homie.
All right.
All right. That's it.